Hi, and welcome to this episode of Lab Time. This small little seminar is a remake because a lot of you wrote to me that there was something wrong with the sound. So I'll make it again because a lot of people were interested in seeing this. So, auto filter. This you can see down here. I'm gonna move the camera down here and then we're gonna zoom into this. Something like this. So this is the rework of something that it wasn't broken, the first one, because I think maybe this is the one effect that most people use, or this is Ableton's most used plugin. But I think they really did a great job because now we can actually see what's going on in this meter here. If I set the sound off, you can see we can then see the sound now. So when we kind of dial down, we can see what's happening here. That's one great thing. We can also see that the frequency, instead of over here, it's been moved to the first thing we see, and the biggest knob is the frequencies because it's the one we use the most. So that makes sense. Underneath we can choose again the algorithms that or the different filter types. We have the slope here and the resonance. So this is the first thing we'll see. And if you look over here now, we can see the side chain is also reworked, and that's also nice. So just to begin here, what kind of filter types is there? There's all the old ones. We're not going through these because they give themselves what it is. But we have some new ones. So if we open up here, we can see we have low pass, high pass, band pass, notch, and morph. These are the old ones. So the new one is DJ, comb filter, resampling, notch, and low pass filter, and vowel filter. So these are kind of some special ones. So we will start with the DJ filter, and it is set like a regular filter on, let's say, a Pioneer or mixer, or it could be a lot of different mixers. So we have this at 12 o'clock. So if we add resonance, you can see nothing is happening because right now it's kind of bypassed. So we have this sound here, and if we open up now, you can see right now it's just filtering down one way, and if we go the other way, it filters down the other way. That's probably just the way it is. But let's open up the resonance and look what happens here. Let's just crank it all the way up. Now you can see it will gradually get more and more the more we open up. And the other vice versa here. One thing I think they did, I think actually it sounds more clean, but it's also which, this is a state variable filter. We have DFM, and the DFM, let's see, the DFM filter is internally feedback and adds more distortion. So that's this one. Then the MS2 is a Salon key circuit with yeah, and the PRD is the ladder filter. So if we just see that here they don't have the one that's called clean, and I never used that because I thought it was kind of just too flat and not had any sound to it that was giving that clean thing. It was, well, too clean. So this one, if we open up the drive, here we can really now boost the signal really hard. But if we go up to the more harder ones, they're really hard. But because we can crank it that high, we can actually put a clipper on it, so it won't. You can see it lights up, and we can set where we want the threshold for the clipping, where that should be. So that's really cool, and we can also do dry wet. So now we've got this one as well. But let's look at the comb filter. You can see here. We can put the resonance up. And morph that, so it's changing the what it's called. It's changed the phase. Sorry for that. Now we kind of reversed it. So I would use this more of a sound design tool. But it's nice that we finally have a comb filter in here. The next one we have resampling, and right out of the bat, as you see, we open this up, you can hear it has this almost kind of crunch to it. And here it kind of goes down in these. Yeah. So that was resampling, and you can do some cool stuff with the LFO, but we'll get into that after I've shown you these. I really like this because when we have this, it's a lot cleaner. Right now you can see it's 24, we can put it up to 12 dB in that, put the resonance up a little bit, and then we can set where we want the notch. But then when we really like the sound of that, it's a lot more fluent or transparent than the other. Really like that. And at the end we have the vowel, so we can let's try zoom out, and let's try and get just a sine wave or a saw. So we'll just put that up here, and we will load auto filter on this one, and we can then play this. So we have that. We can make it one down. We can add morph and then rise the top, and then it's pretty cool that we can do that. But we'll jump back to this one, and let's just try and take the regular low pass. I'll zoom in here again so you can see what's happening. So right now you can see this is grayed out, so this is the whole envelope. If we click here, it's the LFO, and here comes where the new auto filter really shines as well. Of course, the new filter types are really nice, but if you hear this, let's solo this, and let's open up the LFO, and now you can see we can actually see what's going on. And here is the cool thing as well. So right now this is just mids, so the mono signal, or it is stereo signal, but it's what's moving is mono, because we can actually change the phase of the mids and sides. So now you can also, if you hear in headphones, so now it kind of shifts out in and out of the mids and sides. So it sounds a lot more stereo spread. when we do that, we have the rate. We also have some new ones. These ramp up and ramp down. Let's go ramp up. And then the rate we could set to synced. And then have this go to 1/4. Let's take and have that on 0. That's pretty nice. We can morph that. And it's just how the slopes on the ramp is. You can see right now it goes like it has this exponential, not linear anymore. So that's what we're going to change here. Then we have wander, and it's just randomized with where it glides. And then we have sample and hold. So that's pretty cool that we can do that. Just have a sine wave. And when we have the sine wave here, and if we set the phase, we can also change that phase of these. We can reverse these if we want to. Over here, if you remember, we had this quantize down here where we could set the amount by clicking on the different ones. They just moved them up here, and we can then do steps. And let's take this down to 0. The more we add, the more steps we'll add. We can also do it with the sample and hold, and this is the rate of that sample and hold for how much we're gonna quantize that signal to our BPM. Cool. So far so good. That was the LFO. We can then just have this. And then now we can set the envelope is behaving like regular. You can see up here when we click that, we get the envelope and we have the attack. We can click hold if we want to, and then the release, and we can do the sample and hold quantize on the LFO. Oh, sorry, envelope. So let's try and hear the signal. So it's just the input of the signal it will move to, so like an envelope follower. But let's try and sidechain this, because the sidechain goes into the envelope. So let's try and hit that, and you can see the rework of this is really nice because it says sidechain here, but now it's external. So let's just take the drums and let's choose just the kick. Maybe just the whole thing, right? Now you can see the sidechain thing is lighted up, and now we have a signal here, but nothing is gonna happen before we kind of open up. So it goes up to here when it's 100%. So we can then gain that if we wanted to go higher. That's for the drums. You can see the signal here. If that is too much, we can mix in. So now it's only the sound we will hear from the input of that track. And then we can mix in the drums if we want to. And also go 100. If this is too much, we can set a filter on that so we can kind of tame that signal again. Remember, it's just the signal that the envelope will behave with that. We can set the attack and release very short. So now it's only, let's go upwards. Now it's very fast. Let's just have a bell. Like that. Then we can gain that. But it's very fast, so let's have a little bit of slope and a little bit of slope on that. Too much. Just want it to be fast. Very nice. And that was auto filter. Hope you enjoyed this. Later on today I will show you some more at 4 o'clock as normal. And remember, swing by at the lab time here at Læsøsgade at Rumkraft. Go into our webpage, rumkraft.dk, and you can read about where it is. And yeah, we have this open lab time from 1 to 5:30 today. So every Wednesday, you're welcome to swing by and say hi to me, drink some coffee. First time is free, otherwise it's just 100 kroners a month. So there's nothing that you can't do, so just swing by, come and say hi.